Hi, welcome back to DIY Voter Postcarding. If you do postcards, this is not a day where we're going to be writing postcards. We decorate postcards. And if you've never seen us before or never written cards, please go to postcardstovoters.org, get an account, get some cards, and join us because we really have fun. Today, you're going to be a real artist. We are going to do printmaking. Not with professional ink, with very inexpensive tempera paint, actually. When you're an art teacher, you learn how to save money, and we try all sorts of experimental forms of printmaking because art is an adventure. In fact, I bet you have something in your yard that would make a great texture for printing. You would have to use a roller, you would have to use a paper towel over it and under it, and then print over, and it would be great. We're going to be printing with other found objects today. Not on the outside though, we're going to be cutting them open. And because we're using paint, you definitely need an apron, a nice cute one, I hope, and lots of newsprint to cover your tables or protective tablecloths. So let me show you the supplies and we'll get started. You're going to need some water. Fill it. You might want a small bucket. You might want an extra little cup just for cleaning your fingers. You're going to need a lot of paper towels. If you have a broad brush, sometimes just dipping it in the paint doesn't work. And so if you've got something on hand that's got a flat top, that's really great. Soft bristles. Something to mix the paint. You can see I didn't clean it very well when I got exhausted and finished my last project. That was with acrylics. So if you use acrylics, clean quickly. Now these are the little prang paints in the little box. As I said, you can get this from Dick Blick and who knows where else, but they're really small and you've got all the colors you want. Today I'm just going to use orange, red, possibly some yellow, some green, and some white if I want to tone. I'm going to want to tone the brightness of the red down a little bit for sure. I might tone the green down a little bit. And of course, some cards are testing paper, practice paper. I'm going to test probably on the newsprint, so I have several layers. And once we get to the headlines, you need a really flat plate, very flat. If you get something from the dollar store, something plastic, or I got this tray because I knew I was going to be doing this a lot, and it is really flat and sturdy. I got it through Dick Blick, but they're butcher trays. You can get them just about anywhere. Okay, these are the fruits and vegetables I will print today live on camera. I wasn't able to do this when I was teaching because I had to cut the fruits and vegetables during my lunch, but if you can let them dry out a little bit, even if the strawberry puckers, certainly get rid of some on a paper towel, but dry them out for a bit, a couple hours, and come back. It really makes a difference. I think that's about it for supplies, so let's get busy. Maybe you have a little tangerine you want to cut crosswise and that'll work better, but I use lemons even though I'm using the color orange. So we always shake up our paint, just pour out a little bit, and even though I'm not mixing the color, I'm going to spread it around a little bit on my tray. All right. Spreading it pretty thin. With tempera paint, I do like to just dip it in the color instead of painting it. All right, I lied. Look what happened when I just dipped it in. So let's paint it on and get a nice, thin, smooth amount of color. Press it down. Now, with the sensitivity of our items, it really is best to set it on the card and then gently really burnish, we call it. Not so great. Try again. Even though I thought I had trimmed with a really good knife, good big bold knife, and gotten an even surface, I do not have an even surface. Just trying to hug the corner of this. card here. When I say press gently, I mean barely touch it, just so that it sticks to the card. And now I'm trying to hold with one hand and gently rub with the other fingertips. And there we have a little bit better print than my first couple of tries. Okay, now I've got some smaller slices here. Just gently enough so that it seems that it's on there. Scoot it off the table if you can. Rub from underneath if you can. Pick it up very slowly. Oh, look at that. We like that one. Okay, but the fact is, anyway you slice it, voters are the juice. And you'll see one where I did use a lime because voters are also sublime. There you go. When you're printing with natural objects, there's just a subtlety to the texture. That's what's exciting. Getting it to reproduce takes a little practice, takes a little testing. But I think it's worth it. I think it's a lot of fun. Okay, I'm really excited about my little pretty strawberry. You want to have room to write voters are. Sometimes you end up brushing it off as much as brushing it on. Right, again, this is a very fragile piece of fruit. Now, if I had a thinner card, I might not have to do this. Pick it up very gently, peeling it away. Oops. You see I missed a spot. It's a nice chubby strawberry. I think I might cut more of the inner part out. Strawberry, take two. Gently, gently, just circular rubbing on the back. Slowly peel it up again. Very nice. I could put it back if I wanted. But you're going to be in there all afternoon. I have printed 30 or 40 strawberries. They hold up well. I'll have a couple backup ones. They're just really fun. I cleaned up again. See, this is why you're going to choose one. And you're going to spend the afternoon printing lots and lots of one color, one print, and then you'll have cards for weeks. You know what else works great is green peppers. They're kind of big, so you could put rubber gloves on, use smaller pepper. I don't know, because voters are the hot tamale or they're hot stuff or something like that. This one, again, I'm going to want kind of in the center. Pretty simple message because voters are cuke or totally cuke or whatever. Much more careful now. Peel it up slowly. The slower you go, the more you can feel a little, have a sneak peek as you're lifting up and you can put it back down. Well, there's some gaps, but I'm not going to cry about it. Now, temper paint more than any paint really lightens up when it dries. So I think the seeds are going to show much better. Let's try one more. This side's looking pretty good. Ooh, I kind of like that open side there. And the spaces on the seeds, I think, are really going to show. So this one's a keeper. And now for strawberry. I dared myself to do this. As I said, you could just do it with a marker. We love printmaking. So the issue is, the first time I did it, of course, I realized how badly it gets all over my fingers. Also drops down. You might put a scrap there to protect some of your strawberry. Then, when you get ready to print, use a Kleenex instead of your fingers. And each one will come out different. just like in nature. I'll wipe it off there. There's a strawberry. Hey, a little extra credit here. You know that printing with found objects means more than fruits and vegetables. You can find a lot of things. I've got a real tiny one here. Got a little blue. Let's smear it around. Sometimes you like more ink, sometimes you like a little less. Borders. Try the bigger one. Your printmaker. Get that. Extra credit. Well, here are a couple of ideas that I didn't show on camera. I really love how Colorflower prints. Again, with this not glossy but tightly woven sort of slick surface. If you think of the Colorflower also as being more slick, maybe the Speedball ink would work better, but I just thought it was a cute idea. Took me a little while to think of a headline for it. And also for mushrooms. Mushrooms print beautifully, and so I tried to think of a headline for it. Maybe you'll like it, maybe not. Here's some items I made to give examples last year where I didn't fill in. This is for vote by mail. So you can see there is use for a line, and sometimes you get a really nice print. This is one on the colored cardstock, which I think is a little more absorbent. This is one I did with the Speedball block printing ink, and that prints much more evenly, and I think this is a watercolor postcard. There's our cucumber with less ink, and there's another use for a line. Here's what we printed today. Aren't you glad you saw them? Aren't you glad you watched the whole video? Finding things with textures is always going to be fun. It's always going to need a little more experimentation and a little more testing, but I think it's worth it. Enjoy. So I hope you had fun. Printmaking is always an experiment. You always test. You always experiment. I wouldn't say this was my best printmaking day with the citrus, but it wasn't too shabby. And again, the voters are not going to send your cards back. And I don't want you to cry about it if it doesn't always turn out perfect. That's not why we're doing this. So next time we're going to be printing with Speedball water-soluble ink, and you need a mini roller and really flat tray to roll it on. And just get a small set, or if you just want to do all of them in blue, that's great. I suggest the turquoise blue. And we'll have some more fun. See you next time. Don't forget to watch the credits. Tell your friends. Send me your cards, comments, and questions. I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.